Hey guys, this is Dave Zamani with Home Life Miracle Realty. Today is Friday, March 3rd, 2017. This is episode 17 of my shows. In this episode 17, I'll go ahead and cover some tips from my buyer package. In the previous episodes, I've covered up to step 8 out of 10 steps into home buying process that any buyer should be aware of. So I'll go ahead and cover the remaining 2 steps for all the buyers out there so you could make a wiser decision in this tough buyer market. Just in case some of you have missed episode 13 and 11 of my shows, covered some previous steps into home buying process. So here we go, step 9 of my shows. So step 9, is there more to home buying? Finding and purchasing your home can be exciting and overwhelming. You may be relieved once you finally take possession of your new house, but be aware that the financial responsibilities of home ownership are just beginning. Things to keep in mind are make your mortgage payments on time, costs of operating a home, saving for emergencies, and living within your budget. Step 10, tips on home repair and maintenance. Once you're finally settled in, you may start to view your home with a more objective eye. Perhaps there are things you'd like to change, the kitchen cabinets or the flooring, for instance. Perhaps there are things that require repair or replacement, such as the plumbing or the windows. You will soon realize that maintenance, repair, and renovations are a normal part of home ownership. Besides doing regular maintenance and repairing your home, you will also want to consider renovating or making improvements to your house. These changes will not only make the home more pleasant for you to live, but will also increase the value of your house. So for some home buyers out there who are actually in the market right now, and especially if you are a first-time home buyer, please be aware that once you move inside a house, any house, it doesn't matter whether it's new or old, you will have some maintenance that you're going to have to do. So don't expect that you're going to walk in a beautiful 10 out of 10 house and you're not going to have to do anything. You will have some wears and tears, the least that you're going to have to fix. Even if it's a brand new house, it will be actually sometimes even more work that you're going to have to do once you move into your new house. So that's it for the 2 steps that I've actually that I was left to cover for the home buyers for my buyer package. I'll go ahead and cover the latest news in real estate that was announced in the past 1 week, and hopefully this will give some of you some more information in terms of making your decision easier. Canadian banks is strong, but DBRS sees risk. An assessment by ratings agency DBRS also says that Canada's largest lender have diversified and resilient business models which continue to deliver strong results. Aggregate net income was up 6.5% in fiscal year 2016 to $37.3 billion. Lender fined $1.15 million by FinTrack. The bank and mortgage lender, which was fined $1.15 million by the financial regulator FinTrack, has been revealed as Manulife Bank of Canada. The regulator has taken the decision not to name the bank when it imposed the fine last year for failure to report hundreds of transactions under money laundering and terrorism financing laws. Millennial, which is the young generation, really want to buy but face barriers, says HSBC Bank. An overwhelming majority of millennials want to buy their own home, with 83% telling an HSBC survey that they intend to do so in the next 5 years. So it's becoming more challenging for the millennial to actually purchase a home or be a first-time home buyer. But the barriers to becoming a first-time buyer include a slow wage growth and housing inflation, and savings for a down payment is becoming harder as a result. The lender survey was conducted in 9 countries, including Canada, Australia, UK, and US and China. And it showed that a lot of the first-time home buyers, new generation, have hard time purchasing their first home in a lot of countries, especially in these 9 countries that they've done a survey for. Bank of Canada announced rates, and we have good news with that. The Bank of Canada is holding its trend-setting interest rate at 0.5%, and but is keeping a watchful eye on significant uncertainties. The bank has set some US proposals, which include tax cuts, a border tax, and protectionist policies will have material consequences for Canadian investment and exports. The central bank also expects growth in the fourth quarter of 2016 as measured by real gross domestic product might come in slightly stronger than predicted because of recent consumption and housing data releases. Statistics Canada is scheduled to release those GDP figures Thursday. So as you could see that the Bank of Canada maintained this overnight interest rate at 0.5%. So that means that we're not going to see an interest rate from the Bank of Canada anytime soon until the next quarter announcement. So that's good news for those who are actually in the market looking for a house and worried about the high interest rates. So go ahead and do your search, and obviously you want to reserve your interest rate as soon as possible, because even though the Bank of Canada didn't increase their rates, but the banks always have the luxury to increase their rates by a few points, base points here and there. So that is a possibility that could happen without any announcement. Calgary housing market begins to recover. An improvement in detached home sales is driving a slow recovery for the Calgary housing market. So that is good news also. Being one of the biggest market in Canada, it shows that the country's economy is improvement slightly. Vancouver home sales drop in February. Home sales across Metro Vancouver were down dramatically last month compared with last year's record-breaking pace, while prices across the region remained more stable. So even though in the mainland Vancouver the home sales dropped, this doesn't mean that there was a drop in the price, guys. Please keep a note of that, because a lot of people think that when the home sales drops, that means the prices have dropped. There was no drop in the home prices in Vancouver, only drop in the number of sales in February. But sales in February were up about 59% from January. So even though the sales were dropped in February, it was a 59% increase from January. So that means that market is actually picking up in Vancouver as well. Prices for condo and townhouse climbed marginally over January, reflecting limited supply. So because of the increase in the prices of detached single houses and semi-detaches, a lot of people are actually going towards the condo market and townhouses, simply because they cannot afford the bigger houses, so they have no option but to move towards that direction. So the same thing's actually slowly happening in Toronto too. When I talk of Toronto, I'm talking about the greater Toronto areas, which includes the mainland Toronto and the suburban areas. So right now we're seeing an increase in demand for the condominiums and townhouses, especially the condo townhouses with condominium fees, because of the harsh rules that we had in the past few months, and also the crazy and hot sellers market. It pushes a lot of people towards the condo market and townhouse markets. So that's why there's more demand for those two type of houses rather than a single or a semi-detached houses. All right, guys, this is it for this episode 17 of Real Estate Corner. If you like the info I've given you, please like and share this video with your family, friends, and go ahead and like my Facebook page as well. If you have any questions, write them down below in the comment section, or shoot me a message, or you can even give me a call to discuss for a confidential consultation. Do not forget to like my Facebook page. My Facebook page is Dave Zamani, Real Estate Agent. I will also upload my YouTube videos, and I'll share it in the comment section below, so you could actually see some of the older episodes on my YouTube channel with an easy access. Or you can just scroll down on my Facebook page and you can get some of the older episodes, or you can go on my Facebook page and you can get them through the Facebook page too. Thank you for watching, and have a great and safe weekend, and see you guys next week. Cheers.